vaccine and COVID, let's recognize that we have power in every moment of crisis, including this one. And let's think with that spirit of how far we've come as a nation. 5 months ago, we were averaging 185,000 new cases a day. Today, COVID-19 case numbers are at their lowest point since the start of the pandemic. Deaths from COVID-19 have fallen by 90%. Students are back in school in person. People of faith are back in the pews. Small businesses are reopening and families are planning reunions again. All because over 64% of American adults have received at least one dose of the vaccine. And here's what I know. When the American people come together in the spirit of community, we can do anything, anything. And that's why, from the very start of our administration, President Joe Biden and I set a very ambitious goal. Some people said, well, it was too ambitious, but we said, let's get America vaccinated. And we said we would get 100 million shots in arms in our first 100 days. Well, we passed that goal on day 58. And then we said, yes, with your help. And then we said we would get 200 million shots in arms in 100 days, and we passed that goal on day 92. And so, students, as an aside, part of the story that I'm sharing with you is don't you ever let anybody tell you you are too ambitious to achieve what you know you can get done. So then President Joe Biden and I said, well, let's get to work and get 70% of American adults at least one shot by the 4th of July. And so now, together, with Made to Save and partners across the country, we together are working to meet that goal. And so that's why I'm here today. And that's why our We Can Do This bus, did you all see it outside? Rolled into Atlanta today. And that's why we are having this month of action. And all of you are volunteering, because even though we have made a lot of progress, there are still a whole lot of folks out there who are not vaccinated. In Fulton County, 49% of residents have received at least one shot. So that's less than half the population. In Georgia as a whole, it's only 42%. So we know what the numbers tell us. We got to get those numbers up. We can do better. And we have to address, in so doing, the legitimate barriers that stand in the way of some folks getting the vaccine. Because we got to be clear-eyed and speak truth, okay? And so this is where you come in, which is to help us address those issues. So let me update you, for example, on what we are up to in that regard, so that you know when you're out there what to share with people when you're canvassing in your community to help address their legitimate concerns and needs. So for example, if you knock on the door and someone says they don't have the time to get the vaccine because people are busy, they're trying to just make it through the day. Or they say that pharmacies are never open when they do have time. Well, let's address that. Because now you can let them know that pharmacies across our country are keeping their doors open for 24 hours on Fridays in June, including today, right? Because we need to meet people where they are. Some folks are working 2 jobs. Some folks are working 3 jobs. So let's figure out how we can make it accessible for them to get a vaccine when they're able. And what if they say they can't miss work? Well, you can tell them that there are employers across the country who are offering paid time off for their employees to get vaccinated. And we want to encourage and challenge more employers to do the same. Employers who are doing that here in the state of Georgia are Delta and Bank of America and Marriott. And we want to encourage that there are others who will meet that challenge because it's just the right thing to do. It's about being a good raise your children. Who's going to take care of the kids while you go to get the vaccine? Or if you're getting the kind of vaccine where you need 2, or you need some time to just be able to leave the house and wait for the period of time you got to wait. And so and other folks who need time to recover after they get the shot, right? And may need a little moment where they need some help with their kids. So we have partnered with the YMCA, with KinderCare, and the Learning Care Group to provide free childcare for both vaccination and recovery, right? And again, that's because we need to meet people where they are. We can't have these lofty ideals about how everybody needs to get vaccinated and, God forbid, associate judgment with that without recognizing the challenges people have in their lives every day. So that's the childcare piece. You might run across people as you're out talking and knocking um, that folks might say, I don't have a car, or there's no public transportation or bus that comes by my house. And that's fair, because how can we expect them to get to a vaccination site? Well, now, as part of the solution, rideshare companies are giving free rides to and from vaccination centers, right? So part of the work we're going to be doing with our outreach is letting people know about the things that are available to support them. Because I have found in my career and my life that often there may be resources available, but we need to do a better job of letting people know what's out there to help them. And we can't be upset because they don't know. That says we need to do a better job of letting them know, right? And so that's where we're here to ask for your help so we can address all of these barriers. And there's another one, and another issue that I think is perhaps one of our biggest barriers, and it's the issue of information, and in particular, misinformation. So we need to deal with that. And this is why we need you out in the community. There are people who are uncertain about getting vaccinated. And I find a lot of people, there are few people that are saying, I will not under any circumstances get vaccinated. But there are some people, a lot of people who might say, I haven't been vaccinated yet because I'm just not sure. I'm hearing all this stuff and I don't know what to think. They may question the safety or the efficacy, does the vaccine work? And they may have heard things that aren't quite true. And so let's arm ourselves with the truth to arm them with the truth. These vaccines were developed over a decade by scientists like Dr. Kizzy Corbett, a nationally recognized scientist who also happens to be a Black woman. So when people say, oh, it seems like this vaccine just came about overnight. No, it didn't. It actually is the result of many, many, many years of research. And then they also went through what we call the FDA clinical trials so that they would be ensured to be safe, where they were tested on a whole lot of people. All of that to say, we can say with confidence the vaccines are safe, and they are free, and they are effective. And an important point to note is that virtually every person, and this is important to say, virtually every person who is in the hospital right now, sick with COVID-19, where their families are sitting by the bed holding their hand, almost every one of those persons is unvaccinated. Almost every one of them is unvaccinated. Let the children speak. So students, if you call someone up and they have questions about the vaccine and its safety, that's okay. And let them know we can get them the information that we have, and they can go to a website, vaccines.gov. And they can find a place also on that website to find where they can get vaccinated. And I got my second shot back in January, and I'm so glad I did. And I felt a little off for a few hours during the next day, but that was it. And now I can stand here with my mask off and talk with all of you. And that trade off, well, it was 100% worth it. So, how I started talking about our power and about how getting vaccinated is taking back our power from this virus. And I believe that because when you are vaccinated, when you get vaccinated, you are not just protecting yourself. You are protecting your family, you are protecting your neighbors, you are protecting people you may never meet. Getting vaccinated is about building the power of community. Getting vaccinated is about building the power of our country. And we can do this, Georgia. I know we can do this. So let us work together and do everything that we know is within our power to get in front of this thing. And then let's translate that power into everything else that is before us in terms of the unfinished work that needs to be done. So, with that, I thank you. May God bless you and may God bless America. Thank you.
Hey everyone, for anyone tuning in, Biden will be speaking shortly, so we'll switch over to that event. We wanted to go live to bring both speeches. Harris's speech was largely not of much substance, but Biden, I think, is speaking from the White House, and he should be giving a more broader update on the pandemic, apparently. So we'll see what he has to say. That should be at about, I believe, 2:15 in about 15 minutes from now. If you're just tuning in, Vice President Harris just finished speaking in Georgia. She had brief speech about the pandemic and vaccines. It wasn't a whole lot of substance. Biden is speaking shortly, and we'll be going to that in just a minute. He's scheduled to start at about 2:15 Eastern Time. For those that might be tuning in, we're just waiting for President Biden's event to start. Vice President Harris spoke a little bit ago. Didn't have a whole lot of substance in her speech, but she was speaking about the vaccine and efforts. President Biden's expected to speak in about 1 minute or so, so we should hopefully start as soon as the feed opens.
A change of scenery, yeah. Everybody smoking all the greenery, yeah. Close the match 'cause they were handed down to me, but I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Pills to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you. From the inside out, so right now, say it with your chest now, say it with your chest now. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to ride it. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to run it out. It's your time, oh. Cheers to all the haters, 'cause you proved to me, yeah, that rising to the top was my destiny, yeah. And you can see whatever from behind me, but I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Clothes to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you. From the inside out, it's time to say it with your chest now, say it with your chest now. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to ride it. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to run it out. It's your time, oh. If you're on the bus, say yeah, yeah. If you're on the train, say yeah, yeah. If you gotta walk, say yeah, yeah. Everybody's going somewhere, yeah. Young or old, I really don't care, yeah. Life has never really been fair, yeah. So put your fist up in the air, yeah. Say yeah. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run
I stay and just repeat it now. Yeah, oh, we dream about all things being alright, but we freeze when it's all up to us. So let's fight it, make a stand and try it. Everything will matter from now on. From now on. Let's fight it, there's no way to hide it, 'cause everything will matter from now on, 'cause it's high tide. I can hear the sound, and I know that it's alarming, yeah. 'Cause time is running out, and we can't just stay and watch it, no. Oh, we dream about all things being alright, but we freeze when it's all up to us. So let's fight it, make a stand and try it. Everything will matter from now on. Matter from now on. Let's fight it, there's no way to hide it, 'cause everything will matter from now on, 'cause it's high tide. Yeah, we must fight it now, 'cause nothing else matters from now on. It's high tide. No matter from now on. Yeah, it's high tide.
Something to buy, da ba da bug, yeah. Da ba da bum ba buy, da ba buy, da ba buy, da ba buy, yeah. Sunlight that always stays. Dinner by the waterway. It's that sweet life. Raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while. I'm living that high life. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro. Back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway.
If you're just tuning in, we're waiting for President Biden's event to start, or at least for the feed to open up. So keeping some music playing and just keeping an eye on the event. Once it starts, we'll open it up. Vice President Harris spoke a little bit ago in Georgia on the vaccination program and efforts. Wasn't a whole lot of substance there, but I think Biden might have some more to say, so we'll see.
I brought a girl on my Vespa. She said I already told ya, yeah. I never dated a black guy. I said you're brown yourself. Let me offer help. Come on inside. Where everybody knows your name, everybody knows your name. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro. Back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feeling when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Separate again. Sunlight that always stays in and by the waterway. It's that sweet life, sweet life, sweet life. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home, go home. Living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. Yeah. Shut up, I got the bed, the body.
If you're just tuning in, we're waiting for President Biden's event to start. VP Harris spoke a little bit ago on vaccine efforts. Didn't have a ton of new information, but Vice President Biden was expected to start about 15 minutes ago. So we're waiting for that feed to open so that we can open it up.
So much better. Won't you let me stay
For anyone tuning in, we're waiting for President Biden's event to start. He was supposed to start about 15 minutes ago. Vice President Harris spoke a little while ago, and she spoke on vaccine efforts in Georgia. Didn't have a ton to say, but we got some of her speech at the beginning of the stream if you wanted to go back. As soon as President Biden starts, or at least as soon as the feed opens, we'll bring that in.
Only fam around me, I can't have no friends. Had to cut you off, you left me out for dead. Ever since I was a teen, had prices on my head. Had to cut you off, you left me out for dead. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Yeah, I'm the running man.
Don't feel right. I still wanna party with her. Oh yeah. Even when it don't feel right. You know I'ma party with her. We be chillin' on the Wednesday, slept until it's Thursday. She don't wanna leave me, not just yet. Told me all about last Friday when she went all crazy. Didn't go to bed till Saturday. I don't wanna go without, so I asked her to stay. Though she broke my heart in a million ways, but I'm putting that aside now. I'ma feel alright now, happy just as long as she's with me. I've been trying my luck every day of the week, yeah. With my baby, what's up? Always down every weekend. No, I love her too much, but I just can't get enough. She's slipping through the cracks. Something to buy, yeah. Set the potato, boy, sunlight that always stays. Dinner by the waterway. It's that sweet life. Raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while. I'm living that high life. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro. Back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feeling when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Shopping the girl, I brought a girl on my Vespa. She said I already told ya, yeah. I never dated a black guy. I said you're brown yourself. Let me offer help. Come on inside. Where everybody knows your name, everybody knows your name. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro. Back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feeling when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. but, yeah. Sunlight that always stays in and by the waterway. It's that sweet life, sweet life, sweet life. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm.
If you're just tuning in, we're waiting for President Biden's event to start. Vice President Harris spoke earlier, about a half hour ago, on vaccines, and didn't have a whole lot of new information, but you can go back towards the beginning of the stream to catch that. As soon as President Biden's event starts, we'll open the feed up for that.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, I ain't been right more than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me, no, no, no. I know it's hard to be polite, and it's easy being petty. My mama used to tell me, gotta use you when he ready. Man, it's crazy how my brother said it could've been my cell. It's either prison or a grave, that's what everybody tell me. Man, life ain't a beach, it's a female dog. I'm staying 10 toes down, though I still might fall. Oh yeah, now I done came through, knocking pictures off your wall. Cause loving people who persecute you, it's still a tough. So be a light up on my path and a lamp under my feet. I know my faith strong, but my flesh still kinda weak. When that victory be looking like the verge of defeat, and I feel that disrespect, help me turn my other cheek and say, sticks and stones may break my bone, but your words can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, I ain't been right more than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me, no, no, no. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me, no. See, it's hard to be polite, it's easy being petty. Mama used to tell me, gotta use you when he ready. Cause I ain't working on my own timing. Ain't got no diamonds on me, but I stay shining, yeah, yeah. They say the world would be a better place if we take out the hate. Stop all the hate right now. Yeah, let's keep it real, it'd be better if we just subtract the fake. Yeah, so be a light up on my path and a lamp under my feet. I know my faith strong, but my flesh still kinda weak. When that victory be looking like the verge of defeat, and I feel that disrespect, help me turn my other cheek and say, sticks and stones may break my bone, but your words can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, I ain't been right more than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, no, no.
were the other half of my heart. Ooh, half of my heart. Oh, I could spend every single day staring into your beautiful blue. Every single day, every single hour. We're growing older together now, but I still feel young when I'm with you. We were so young, maybe 20-something. We were living in a fantasy. I knew right from the start you were the other half of my heart. Wanna be so the other half of my heart. Wanna be so yeah, yeah. Wanna be so you make me wanna be something more. We were so young, maybe 20-something. We were living in a fantasy. I knew right from the start you were the other half of my heart. Ooh, the other half of my heart. Oh, you are the other half of my heart. Ooh, yeah, the other half wanna be something more. Wanna be something. The other half. Wanna be something. The other half of my heart. Wanna be something.
If you're just tuning in or stopping by the stream, we're waiting for President Biden's event to start, or at least for the feed to open up. He was scheduled about a half hour ago, 2:15 Eastern, but the president is normally on time. Vice President Harris spoke earlier about vaccination efforts. Not a whole lot of new information, but we did catch that speech as well, or at least most of it. So if you go back towards the beginning of the stream, you can catch that. As soon as the feed opens for Biden's event, we'll open it up.
cold. So I stay and just repeat it now. Yeah, oh, we dream about all things being alright, but we freeze when it's all up to us. So let's fight it, make a stand and try it. Everything will matter from now on. From now on. Let's fight it, there's no way to hide it, 'cause everything will matter from now on. 'Cause it's high tide. I can hear the sound, and I know that it's alarming. Yeah. 'Cause time is running out, and we can't just stay and watch it. No. Oh, we dream about all things being alright, but we freeze when it's all up to us. So let's fight it, make a stand and try it. Everything will matter from now on. From now on. Let's fight it, there's no way to hide it, 'cause everything will matter from now on. 'Cause it's high tide. No matter from now. Yeah, we must fight it now. 'Cause nothing else matters from now on. No matter from now. It's high tide. No matter from now. It's high tide.
American people stepping up and getting vaccinated, helping family, friends, neighbors get vaccinated. And just remember what the situation was like 150 days ago. We didn't have enough vaccine supply for all Americans. We didn't have the vaccine infrastructure or the people to administer the vaccines or the places where the people could get vaccinated. But we turned it around together by acting quickly and aggressively and equitably. We secured enough vaccine supply for every American. And as I announced last week during my visit to Europe, we are now in a position to provide more than 1/2 billion vaccine doses to the rest of the world, the 100 poorest nations. We developed and deployed over 9,000 federal personnel, including 5,100 active duty military to support the vaccine effort and to get shots into arms. And now we have more than 81,000 vaccination sites across the country, including over 42,000 local pharmacies. Thanks to this wartime response, we've gotten 300 million shots in the arms of Americans in 150 days, months ahead of what most anyone thought was possible when we started. In fact, if you remember, a lot of people were skeptical that we could even get 100 million shots in my first 100 days into people's arms. But we did it. We kept going. And what we're seeing is a truly American accomplishment. 65% of American adults have gotten at least one shot, including 87% of our seniors. Just 5 months ago, we were at only 5% of adult Americans. 15 states in the District of Columbia have now reached at least 70% vaccination rate in their state. 26 states and DC have fully vaccinated, 50% or more of the adults. Nationwide, we have the lowest number of daily deaths since the first days of the pandemic. And we've built equity into the heart of our vaccination program from day one. 73% of the shots administered at community health centers through the federal program, and more than 58% of the shots administered by federally run vaccination sites have gone to people of color. And across the nation, people of color have accounted for more than half of all vaccinations in the last month. That's important progress. We have much more to do. Vice President Harris, as I speak, is in Atlanta, getting the word out about the vaccinations. Yesterday, I signed a bill, into law, making Juneteenth a federal holiday. And this weekend, folks in communities across the country are going to be canvassing and hosting events to encourage their families, friends, and neighbors to get vaccinated. The more we close the racial gap in vaccination rates, the more lives we'll save. And as our vaccination program is saving tens of thousands of lives. With that count growing each day, it's also allowing millions of Americans to get back to living their lives. Grandparents hugging their kids, kids back to school and getting ready for the summer, people going out in restaurants and traveling, businesses are reopening. Folks, we're heading into a very different summer compared to last year. A bright summer, prayerfully a summer of joy. But as I promised you from the beginning, I will always give it to you straight. The good, the bad, and the truth. And the truth is that deaths and hospitalizations are drastically down in places where people are getting vaccinated. But unfortunately, cases and hospitalizations are not going down in many places in the lower vaccination rate states. They're actually going up in some places. A few days ago, we crossed 600 rate states, 600,000 Americans dead from COVID. More than every death in World War I, World War II, Vietnam, and 9/11 combined. So even while we're making incredible progress, it remains a serious and deadly threat. And the data is clear. If you are unvaccinated, you're at risk of getting seriously ill or dying or spreading it. People getting seriously ill and being hospitalized due to COVID-19 are those who have not been fully vaccinated. The new variant will leave unvaccinated people even more vulnerable than they were a month ago. This is a serious concern, especially because of what experts are calling the Delta variant. It's a variant that is more easily transmissible, potentially deadlier, and particularly dangerous for young people. But the good news is we have the solution. The science and the data are clear. The best way to protect yourself against these variants are to get fully vaccinated. So please, if you have one shot, get the second shot as soon as you can so you're fully vaccinated. If you haven't gotten vaccinated yet, get vaccinated now. Now. Don't put it off. It's free. It's easy. It's convenient. And as I said many times, text your zip code to the numbers 438829. 438829 to find the sites where you can get vaccinated closest to you. Get your free Uber or Lyft ride to and from vaccination sites. I want to thank Uber and Lyft for their cooperation. Use the extended hours at thousands of pharmacies in June, including thousands that are open 24/7 on Friday this month. Most pharmacies now offer walk-in vaccinations. No appointments needed. Employers with less than 500 employees, the federal government is providing you a tax credit to give your workers paid time off to get vaccinated and recover if they need be. And for anyone who still questions, that's okay. You still have questions, but act now. Act now. Talk to your family and friends who've gotten vaccinated. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist. According to the American Medical Association, over 90% of physicians are fully vaccinated. They're making the choice to protect themselves and their communities and their patients. Follow their lead and make the choice for yourself. As I said, we're heading into, God willing, the summer of joy, the summer of freedom. On July 4, we're going to celebrate our independence from the virus as we celebrate our independence of our nation. We want everyone to be able to do that. Let's remember, we are the United States of America. Let's get this done, all of us together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
Mr. President, do you have any comment about the Catholic bishops?
Could the Delta variant force us back into lockdown?
I don't think so, because so many people have already been vaccinated, but with the Delta variant can cause more people to die in areas where people have not been vaccinated. Where people have gotten the 2 shots, the Delta variant is highly unlikely to result in anything other than, the existing vaccines are very effective. So no, it's not a lockdown, but some areas will be very hurt.
Any comment about what the Catholic bishops have done? Are you concerned about this rift within the Catholic Church, and are you concerned about this action?
Say again?
The Catholic bishops are moving on this resolution that would prevent you and others who've supported abortion from receiving communion. Are you concerned about the rift in the Catholic Church, and how do you feel personally about that?
That's a private matter, and I don't think that's going to happen. Thank you.
Mr. President, on Capitol Hill, the bipartisan plan, do you have any reaction to that?
Tell your monkey when I get the copy.
All right, that seems like that is the end of President Biden's event. If you go back to the beginning of the stream, you can catch most of Vice President Harris's speech as well in Georgia. But otherwise, we will be back on Monday with On the Clock and Like It or Not, 8 o'clock Eastern on Monday morning. Have a great weekend.